Okay, looks like we are ready to go on YouTube. Easy. When it's easy, it's really easy. And when it's not, well, the message is not to go out. Okay, looks like, there you go. All right. And then now moving to, give me 1 second, moving to Zoom session and moving to the speaker view. I always notice that it's being recorded on gallery view. Wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining. And today, as we were talking about it, today the session is on destiny and free will. Takdeer, and that we always talk about कि अच्छा हमारी तो किस्मत में ही ऐसा ही होगा, तभी हुआ, हमारी तकदीर में होगा. This is what was meant to be, and that is what destiny is. कि हम destiny से कहीं भाग नहीं सकते. जो कुछ भी लिखा हुआ है हमारे लिए, वो तो होके ही रहेगा. Everything that is meant to be will be, and that part being destiny, and the other part being free will, where we kind of believe that no, our actions define who we are. We define who we are. We have the freedom to take an action. We have the freedom to do something, and it is me and my actions and my consequences. So we have all kinds of people. People believe in destiny fully. People do believe in free will fully. And then we have somewhere in the middle, all of us, कोई कितना believe करता है किस्मत में, destiny में, कोई कितना believe करता है. But just to be able to look at destiny and free will from the point of view of the energy. This time no longer ki acha bas, this is the destiny and now this is how it has to be because this is destiny. And we always get into this, when we meet with somebody and we know that, all of these, so many coincidences put together that it must be destiny. We sometimes see that, oh, this happened and there was so many different things, so many of these completely unbelievable events that had to happen for this eventuality. So it must be destiny. Destiny, good, bad, whatever it is that we give the definition to. But when we say destiny, it means we have no hand. We cannot change it. We cannot play anything else. We have to go through this experience. And then when it comes to free will, again, so many people who believe in destiny, but then the others will say, Are, we have the power to change our life. We can do what we wish. We are not totally controlled by some outside thing. That outside power doesn't control us. We hold the power. And those are the believers of free will. So what is it? Does destiny exist? Does free will exist? Those people who believe in destiny, are they thinking wrongly? Those people who believe in free will, are they thinking wrongly? So here it is that everything exists. The destiny exists and free will exists. That's the answer. That's the final answer. I've given it right in the beginning of the webinar. So you don't have to worry about what exists and how should you take some point as being a point of destiny. It has to happen. Well, here is the thing. Yes, destiny exists and there are some points which have to happen. Those points, what are those points? Those points correspond to your energy. So we are born not just a clean slate, we are born already as energy that has had many energetic impressions. Those energetic impressions we call as karma. And then we say, okay, the karma is there. And then if this is the karma, then this is how it is meant to be. This is going to be the result of the karma that we did so many 100 years ago. We have to suffer now the consequences. Well, I kind of understand energy. So while this concept of karma, that we did something and so we have to suffer the consequences, suffering doesn't tie up with what I receive as answers. My answers are mostly steeped in ease and grace, and everything talks about ease and grace. And so this concept that we have to suffer because of something that we did 500 years ago, It doesn't even make sense logically, right? Because let us say in third grade, you did something wrong. And then by the time you get to 12th grade, you are being punished for something that you did in third grade. You've forgotten about it. It doesn't mean anything to you. You've probably also processed that 100 times. How can you be punished for something that you did a dozen years ago? And so similarly, how can you be punished for something that you did a dozen lifetimes ago, or maybe even more? And so when I used to be constantly confused about like, what is this karma? I don't understand karma. So how do we understand destiny? Destiny is whatever we came up with. Forget, leaving behind the karma sentence for a while, we'll come back to it. But just to be able to see that we didn't get born a clean slate. All the energetic impressions that we carried were left in our energy field as those impressions, those karmas, that what we call as karma. And those energetic impressions are our energy. They are in our energy field. So let us say if we did something 500 years ago, and during the doing of whatever we did, we created a lot of guilt for ourselves. And that guilt didn't get released, that guilt didn't get processed, then we are still carrying a lot of guilt in our energy field. And now, from the past 100 times that we've been talking about how the energy that I am will create the outside universe for me. And so going back to the same thing, if I am already the energy of guilt, then everything around me will take me a little bit more deeper into the experiences of guilt, because that's my energy and that's the kind of experiences I will attract. And so I'm attracting guilt, I'm attracting sadness and saying, oh, this is a punishment. This is what I'm being punished for. The universe doesn't believe in punishment. The universe doesn't believe in rewards. The universe doesn't believe in anything because it's simply a play of energy. The energies are not about believing. It is you in the body who is sitting with beliefs and all kinds of, limiting beliefs and unlimiting beliefs, but these are the limits that the body gets to experience. In the energy, those beliefs have no power. The power is only given by you to any belief that you firmly take hold of. Okay, the world is filled with crooks. That is my belief. Then the universe is not going to punish you for believing that or going to reward you for believing that. It is simply going to put all of that in front of you. So when we sometimes talk of karma and the whole talk kind of gets molded towards punishment, simply breathe easy, because the universe is not your enemy. If that is your program, that the universe is my enemy, and you know what? Many of us come from that program. The whole world hates me. Everyone hates me. Nobody loves me. And when we believe in some such thing, then guess what? The universe is simply going to prove that right for us. Not because it wants to punish us, not because it wants to reward us, but because it simply is a reflection of the energy that we are, of the beliefs that we hold, and which belief are we going to put our focus on. It is as simple as that. You put a focus on a limiting belief, the universe will create all kinds of limits for you. You put your focus on an unlimiting belief, and the universe will release all those limits for you. Wherever you put your focus on, that's what your universe outside becomes. And so letting go of this concept of karma is here to punish me, I have to go through karma. Well, everything good that's happening in our life is also happening from that place of energetic imprint. Everything, what we call the not so-called good, that too is happening from the energetic imprint that we hold. And here is the most beautiful part, that every time something gets created, it is already created. It is already manifested. And that is what you are calling as destiny. It's something that manifests. You can see the building out of destiny. You can't understand how all of these coincidences got put together, or even maybe you can understand, but you're like, no, This happens to, this has to happen. It very much looks like destiny. All the signs are pointed towards this. This must be destiny. Well, the destiny moment happens. And so what? So what? Nothing stops there. This is the most amazing part. This is what I was going to talk about, that even when we call something as destiny, where maybe you meet the love of your life and you look into his eyes and everything falls into place. And that is, you say, oh, this is serendipity. This is destiny. This is how it is meant to be. And you sit in that space of joy, having met with someone through this point of destiny, and extremely happy. Wonderful. That is absolutely beautiful. That moment of joy. And then what? That's it. Every other day in life is not over yet. It is still to come. Every point of destiny from that point onwards is also yet to come. So what exactly are we saying by that? Every time anything is happening in our unaware life. Why do I call it unaware? Because we are still looking outside, we are looking at coincidences, we are believing in all of this magic, but we don't understand that every single moment of our life is a point of destiny. Every single happening in our life is just simply a point of destiny. Why is that not called destiny? Because you don't see the magic. Oh, a cup of tea got prepared in your house and it was served to you right on time. That is destiny. Well, because there will be so many days when the destiny might not play out, but you don't think of one chai ka cup in terms of destiny. It has to be bigger, it has to be larger, and then you will come to discussions of destiny. However, destiny is playing out every single day, every single moment for us. And where is it playing out from? It is playing out from our energy field. If I hold an energy field today and I don't shift it, I simply continue to deepen my experiences through my unawareness, then those points of destiny will keep playing out, the ones which correspond to my energy. And here it is, that every frequency has a destiny. Every single frequency has a destiny point. I'm today in the frequency of sadness, and here something is making me sad. That point of destiny has come to me because I am sitting in this frequency. This is the point of destiny. Through this experience of sadness, I increase my sadness even more. I increase my sadness 3 points more, whatever points mean, but you know the difference. I deepen my sadness, or rather, I increase the frequency of my sadness. Now, my sadness sits here. What will happen? There will be another point of destiny, which is sitting over here, which corresponds to this sadness. And so this is what your frequency is attracting. And this becomes your destiny point. This is your destiny point. And then what happens? Something else happens. Your frequency, in unawareness still, your frequency shifts from sorrow. It shifts to joy. It shifts to intense amounts of joy. Something outside happened which created so much of joy for you. And then what? So you sit in this frequency of joy. You've attracted this manifestation, which you call your destiny. And then as you get into a deeper experience of joy, you grow this joy even more. What will you do? Of course, you will attract another point of destiny at that frequency of joy. In a day, we change our frequencies 100 times. When we are unaware, something outside happens, makes us sad, our frequency changes. Something outside happens that makes us joyous, our frequency changes. But to each destiny, at each layer of destiny, there is that frequency that this destiny is corresponding to. And then what do? We come to the unaware to aware state. As soon as we move into the aware state, we say, okay, what is destiny? If destiny is being created at every point, if destiny is being created in the now, because even as we look at the word destiny, destiny talks about something that has already been decided ahead of time. and it's what you are going to receive. Knowing that in the energy space, time doesn't exist. Knowing that in when you are aware, you get to know more and more about energy and operating from the energy space. But in the energy space, time doesn't exist. So anything that has happened with you in time also, at this time, this was the destiny and you attracted a lot of sadness. At that time, this was anger and you attracted a lot of anger. That was your destiny, to be a very, very angry person. And that's who you were in every moment of that destiny. However, when we become aware, when we get to know that everything is a play of energy, and in the energies, never a moment of time, because energies don't play in time or in space. And so we become free of time. We also become free of destiny, because destiny is what we think that, okay, something has already been created. We can't escape it because it's already destined. It's already decided that we have to go through this experience. When was it decided? Where was it decided? Oh, well, maybe it was decided even before we came to earth. It was decided before we took body. It was decided from our karma as to what all we have to go through. But now when we understand that everything is simply a game of the energies, we change our energy. We belong to the sadness frequency. We look at the sadness and we are able to shift the needle. And as we shift the needle to a little bit more joy, if you are sitting in this much joy, where is the destiny point going to be created from? The destiny point will be created, will be manifested from the frequency of joy. So what did you do? You shifted your destiny. At all times when we are aware and when we are choosing the frequency that we are going to be in, yes, the outside looks terrible. From all the looks of it, we should be feeling very, very sad looking at the outside event. But when you are aware, you are able to look from a distance at the outside event, look at all the triggers of the event, look within and clear those triggers, and therefore change the frequency. The minute you change the frequency, now you have a new frequency. What is going to get created outside? What will be your destiny on the outside? It is going to be a function of your frequency inside. And so when I was being asked, well, when I was asking about what is destiny and what is free will, I was told in unaware life, almost everything is destiny, almost everything. So in that particular way, if you look at it, 95% or 99% destiny and 1% free will. 1% free will still exists. And then as you move more and more towards awareness, then everything is free will. So it's 1% destiny and 99% free will. Where is the free will? Is the free will in the action that you can take? You can now go and do anything and everything that you wish to do. You can go and take over your neighbor's home. You can quit your office. You don't have to do anything because now everything runs by free will. By the time we get to the awareness game, we have already understood that it's not about the action, but the energy underneath the action. And what happens? The only free will that we exercise at all points in time, and that's the only free will that is needed, the only free will that we exercise is, are we going to stay in this frequency of sadness, or are we going to be able to shift the needle back to joy? I am going to exercise my free will to not sit in sadness anymore, but instead shift my needle to joy. That's my free will. And the free will is all about being able to look at all the drama that's playing outside, the Mahabharata that's playing outside, and to be able to see everything as an actor, as a drama, as an illusion that's playing out. And from that, not extract what should I be feeling. Oh, something really bad happened. Now I should feel bad. I should feel bad. I have to feel bad. That's the unaware game. Outside something is happening. Do I have to feel bad to make that event look better? To do something on the outside from the energy of oh my God, this is all going wrong. I need to change it. I need to be able to shift it. I don't want this to happen. From this energy of anxiety and worry and fear, we are only giving that same frequency back to the event itself. And only those experiences will come back to us. That would be one point of destiny, but the point of destiny coming from the fear frequency. However, because we are now aware, as we look at something outside and say, okay, this is really bad, I want to help over there. But do I really want to help over there? Or can I simply first sit and work on myself? As you work on yourself and you release those frequencies that hit you in the first place, that anxiety, that panic, that worry, that fear that hit you in the first place, you move your level from that frequency to another frequency of peace and calm. And that peace and calm will not attract this destiny. No, every frequency had its own destiny. And so here, you get to another destiny, you get to another point of peace and calm. That becomes your manifested reality. Can that change in any minute? Of course. All the time, as we play in energies from 1 minute of now to the other minute of now, everything can change. But that's where the awareness helps. The awareness of constantly being able to choose through free will. What am I going to feel? What am I feeling? That first question, because that question is still talking about you being unaware. You haven't asked yourself that question yet. That means you are an actor in that place. You are simply sitting in frequencies and attracting more of the same, sitting in a point of destiny that has been chosen for you. That has been chosen for you. That moment of destiny or sadness has been chosen for you by whom? By your energy. Again, this point of there's an external outside power that is controlling anything or everything about your life. There is nothing outside of you. You are the one that holds all the answers. You are the one that holds all the strings to change your life, except that you were still experiencing unaware life, and so you didn't know it. And so as you begin to understand more and more that every destiny, everything that has already played out in your life has been destiny. But even in the awares, there will be something called destiny. However, you are going to be able to shift it from minute to minute. You are going to decide whether I want this destiny of sadness or whether I'm going to use my free will. I'm going to exercise my free will and choose another frequency. That frequency will have byproducts. Those byproducts, people say, oh, I saw this miracle, I saw this magic. And then people come to me and say, I want to create this miracle. So the two things being different. One person says, no, I want this miracle to happen to me. And they come say, my body is not working, my boyfriend is not working, my marriage is not working, my job is not working. I want this miracle to happen, that I be able to make this thing work. And I say, well, that's an outcome that you have in place, but that outcome, that destiny is being chosen by your frequency. And so by simply, okay, what can I do to get that outcome? Not putting your finger on the outcome, but simply seeing what all are the emotions, the frequencies that I am experiencing when these things are not working out. When these things are going as per their own destined way, that manifestation is happening, but not in a way that you like it. What is it that you can do to change it? Simply let go of the wish to change something. Letting go of the wish to change something and simply going within and working on your own energy space. Working in your own energy space, working within. The work is always within. Even when you wish to change your destiny, it is only going to change when you work within. But if you keep your finger on the destiny, I wish to get this destiny, and this is the destiny that I'm looking for, and this is what I want to happen. Now it's no longer a byproduct. Now you are making it your goal, your ambition, whatever it is, but you have your eyes squarely on the outcome. You are attached to the outcome. when you are attached, simply attached to anything. I have a full webinar on it, how expectations and attachments have only one link, and the link is towards hurt and sadness. So the more you are going to sit in expectations of an outside result, it is bound to be that that outside result not happening, or not happening as per your liking, or happening as per your liking, and yet because you sat in the frequencies of lack, because you sat in expectations and so much of lack you kept filling in yourself, even when the event happens exactly as per your liking, the next day is not as you envisioned it to be, because the next day's destiny is going to be built from all of the frequency that you have collected. And if you have only simply collected lack and lack, or this is what I want, this is what I need, if this is all that you have collected your frequencies from, the frequency is very much of lack, that will play out. That is going to play out. However, if you see a manifestation of lack happening and you say, ah, this is my destiny, you don't need to be sitting in that destiny for long. The minute you exercise, the minute you exercise your awareness, you are going to be able to find that the frequency is easy to shift. You are going to be able to find that it's just a frequency. And as you change the frequency, the destination, the destiny itself changes. And that's all. The game stays the same. I've used these words, free will and destiny, in so many of my webinars, but always talking about there is nothing called destiny. Now, when you are aware, there is everything called free will, but the free will is not in action. I remember some months ago, somebody said, oh, I'm sitting in so much of awareness and I've completely released my judgments. And so I'm asking my husband that they should receive bribe. Okay, let me cut off Vandana Mehta. I think it is Vandana Mehta who's gone on unmute, but I think she went on mute again. Okay, good. All right. So somebody came to me a few months ago, and then their story was that, we've released all our judgments and we've released all our, all our limiting programs about money. And because we've lost, we've released all our judgments and everything. So I'm asking my husband to take a bribe. And everybody takes a bribe and he doesn't take a bribe. And I'm like, what is wrong with the bribe? So I'm asking them to take a bribe. And I laughed because when they say they've released all their judgments, but they haven't released their judgments on money, of what is this money going to bring to us? Why are they wanting somebody else to do an action which the other person doesn't want to do? Why are they forcing that other person to do something? Why are they forcing the other person to act on something? This force that you're applying, saying, oh, I've lost all judgments of money. I have no problems. I don't see money as a problem. I don't see this as a problem, that is a problem. And then, but why isn't he accepting bribes? There's nothing wrong with accepting bribes. And I say, yes, there is nothing wrong with accepting bribes. And when you come into the awareness of there is nothing wrong with accepting bribes, you will find so many different places you're already accepting bribes. Somebody or the other will give you some beautiful gift for something that you did, something that you didn't do, and you will do something nice and sweet for that person. You're already accepting little bribes and feeling very, very happy about it. Those are actually the places where you are not judging the bribes. However, when you say, oh, I've worked on everything and I want to take the action, but the action will get me to a specific outcome. What is the outcome that you've placed over here? I need money. I need money. The money is not coming, but I can see the avenue to receive money. And this is where the money can come from. I don't see what is wrong. I understand that you cannot see what is wrong, but I also see that the very thing that you have still a demand for money, and the money is not simply coming in. It means that there is a blockage, and that blockage is all still in the mind. It is still the mind frequency at play, because when you come to the frequency of the heart, You will have no use for the money, and money will simply appear. That is where you have actually released money as a tool for anything. Till the time you keep needing the money and there is not enough, the frequency is still of lack. It might not be of judgment, but in the lack, if you bring the money to you, it will still create a lot more lack. The lack is never ending because you are now forcing somebody else to do something that they don't wish to do. And then you are like, oh, I don't know why they don't want to do it. Well, you look at yourself first as to why is it that you want to push somebody outside of you. The work is always to look within and not on the action. Okay, let me first take the bribe and then I will think about what am I feeling. Whatever you are feeling, take a look at it. Whether you've taken the money, whether you've not taken the money, take a look at the emotions that you are feeling, not what needs to be done outside and creating destination points, the destiny points from those frequencies, but simply to be able to look within and say, what am I feeling? But the time you really get to awareness, this needs to be hiding something, because the only thing that I could actually think, and I didn't ask because I just laughed and I probably let it go. But I was like, okay, tomorrow this could be something on the newspaper or on television, and you have hopefully released all the judgments of seeing yourself in the newspaper, on television. If you have indeed released all the judgments, then you will be okay to see yourself, to see your name splashed on the newspaper. But if you are still going to hide and do something, then the judgments haven't been released. If you are not going to hide something and you are going to do it openly, then indeed the judgments have been released. It brings me to an old meaning a few months of story, and all of you, almost all of you have heard it. When I said to somebody, okay, you think that, you think that people are out there to cheat you. Let me just tell you that let me cheat you. I want money from you. I want 10 lakhs from you. Will you give it to me? And that person said, yes, I will give you those 10 lakhs immediately. You are my guru. I said, no, I don't want the money as a guru. I'm telling you, I'm going to take them. I'm going to take that money as a cheat. You have to understand that I'm a cheat and I'm going to take the money. You keeping in mind that I am a cheat, I'm going to give you nothing for that money. I will give you nothing at all for that money, and I wish to get 10 lakhs from you. Will you give it to me? I was only kidding that, what is 10 lakhs going to do or something, whatever. I didn't even have in my mind. I was only kidding. However, I understood that even in the kidding, there is something that needs to be understood by her. This word called cheat, there is judgment sitting over there on this word, and she can easily release that word, but she's not wanting to. Conversation moved from there the next day. And I said, okay, do you take my frequency? It's like, yeah, every single day, 100 times in a day. And I said, so how much have you paid for it? The fact that you've paid nothing for it, you've used my frequency, your mother used my frequency, you gave it to another, guru of yours, and that fellow also healed. You've all used my frequency. Where is the payment for it? Where is the payment of money for it? So if you think that money can make you get cheated, then you have already cheated me out of the money. So you are a bigger cheat than I am. And then we had a good laugh over it. But all of this conversation simply to show that we hold judgments of somebody being a cheat, somebody not being a cheat. But that judgment is simply something that we need to work on that judgment. But when the judgment is released, we won't feel the need. The need to cheat someone will also be released. When the judgment is released, the need to receive something and to hide something, to give something, all of those needs are released, and you are able to participate in the drama there is. You will still be participating in the drama there is. It's not that everybody is picking up the kamandal and leaving for the forest. Nobody is doing that anymore, because now the path is of ease and grace. So we sit, we enjoy every play there is. We enjoy every illusion there is. We're in the middle of that illusion. We enjoy our life fully, while also being able to release these judgments. When we release these judgments about somebody else, what is happening? We are also releasing these judgments about ourselves. As we release the judgments about ourselves, again and again, what we are doing is shifting our destiny. That's all there is to destiny. That the destiny is not one fixated point. It is a number of points, each point corresponding to a certain frequency. And whatever your frequency is, you will draw that outcome to yourself. And when you are in a frequency of joy and you're drawing more and more frequencies and outcomes, your destiny becomes a joyful existence. That is your destiny every moment, every point of the day. There is no single destiny that is already there. Everything is for an experience. Why do we even feel that this is destiny? So that we can get expectations from it. It's a beautiful setup. It's a beautiful setup of expectations. And for example, when we get a boyfriend, and so much of destiny has already happened that the boyfriend is in front of us and we can totally relate to it, and it looks like, this is my story with Sudhanshu. It totally looks like that the universe has thrown this man at me 5 times over. And I simply moved around, did this, did that. Again, this man's name came up. I've talked about the story about how, Sudhanshu and I met in another one of those webinars. So I'm not repeating that again. But every time we said no to each other, and we said no many a times, he and I, we both said no for many different reasons. But every time we said no, and in a year or two, again, the same man would be shown to me. And the same would happen at his side. We were constantly being thrown together. Finally, the destiny happened and we got married. Total destiny, an amazing story. However, he still has to play his role because I'm not dead yet. And I have to play my roles as per his energy. He has to play his roles as per my energy, because one point of destiny happened, but every single moment is a destiny point on my frequency when it comes to my universe. And every single day is a destiny point of his frequency when it comes to what he is going through in life. Just because we are married doesn't mean that the lives move exactly only in this way. Just because we are married only means that we are better actors. We are more of an actor for each other than somebody else that I only meet once in 5 months. So that being the only role, when I look outside at him and I set up all kinds of expectations, okay, now you're a boyfriend, now you're a husband, now you need to take care of me, now you need to do this for me, and I need to do this for you. And that's how we make a good life. No, because that was simply one moment of destiny where 2 actors were meant to come together so that now they can be deeper actors to each other. If you're looking outside at expectations, the link is very clear. You are going to get to hurt. So as soon as you get to hurt, I've become so good at catching hurt. Every time I feel hurt, I'm like, immediately all my antenna go up and I'm constantly, okay, where did I build an expectation? What expectation have I just suddenly put on Sudhanshu? It must be that I have created a new expectation from him, or I've picked up an old expectation and brought it back again in my life, because that is the only reason why he would say something hurtful to me. So no finger on the outside at all, and only on the fingers over here to say, what expectation did I create in this relationship, that this relationship has given me one moment of hurt. One moment of hurt is enough for me to turn all my fingers, all the guns within, and to start dissecting, okay, where all did I create expectations? And how beautifully, as soon as the expectations are worked on, the outside scenario changes. The outside scenario completely changes over and over again. I am picking up new destiny points for myself by working on my own self. And that's why all of these stories to each of you, just to say, there's nothing called destiny now that you are aware. If you are aware, then there's nothing called destiny. It's all about free will, free will, free will. So now when we come to these kind of points, even even death is not a point of destiny, because death doesn't exist. Death is simply a transformation from one body form back to the energy form, back to our limitless form. And so this is not such a big event, actually. Once we become aware, many of you are already being able to see it, that you are able to look at death and not feel so perturbed, not feel so shaken up, not feel so upar niche about death. Why? Because you've already processed the emotion of sadness. Yeah, that's all that the death produces. When somebody around you dies or is about to die, depending on what the equation is of you with them, you will mostly feel sadness. But if you look at sadness as a frequency and you're able to release the sadness frequency itself, then when something of this sort is happening on the outside, you'll be able to look at the drama and feel peace inside, that no, this person is not dying. This person is going to be, this energy is going to be with me always. I'm not losing anything at all. I'm just simply seeing the transition from one body form, from one energy form to another energy form. And so from that space, why does that space even happen to us? It only happens when we've released the sadness frequency. So then the destiny point cannot be creating sadness for us. The destiny point will sit somewhere on the peaceful side. However, many of us think that destiny, death is destined. Yes, it is. It is for all the people who are unaware. You live a life of unawareness, and then death comes when it comes. And that is how it is, because you haven't seen, you haven't exercised your limitlessness to change the destiny as well. And how beautifully, this is already, I've also again talked about this many times, how beautifully death has come many times. And yet death will pause and ask, are you willing to leave or are you willing to stay? It will actually happen to you when you are in the frequencies of the heart. In the frequencies of mind, there is separation. In the frequencies of the mind, you are only working from the body space. In the body space, there is everything. In the body space, there is life, there is death, there is sadness because somebody did something, there is joy because somebody else did something. All of that when you are only living your life as one single body. You are not tapping into the limitlessness that you are. You're not tapping into the energy space that you are. You're definitely not shifting. So the energy creates events for you, and the energy moves you around from one experience to another. At some point, you come to the energy space, you begin to understand yourself as not just the body, but as energy. As you begin to operate more and more from the energy space, now all of those concepts that this is me, only this is me, all of those concepts start to dissolve. As they dissolve, you begin to play more and more in every energy that you are. However, you are able to see the drama of the body and remove yourself, and also see yourself as the vast energy that you are. And at that point in time, it just simply becomes a play of whether you want to play in the body today or you wish to play from the energy space today. As this play becomes, more and more just a function of your awareness, in that moment, the death point, the destiny point cannot simply arrive. It cannot arrive because it's just a point. It's just a point on that large canvas, and you have the full power to change the frequency. So when I went through my experience of death happening and then asking me, okay, would you like to die or would you like to stay? Firstly, I was very happy to choose death. It was like, acha, sara kaam ho gaya. Okay, we can go. And then the universe and money, and they spoke to me and they said, but why do you wish to go? And I said, it's such an amazing space to be in the energy. You are no longer going to be limited by the body. You are no longer going to be limited by the body growing old. You're not going to be limited by the body becoming diseased and illnesses happening. You are just free because you are energy. And then the answer came, but from the energy, you can do nothing. You're just vast, empty space with all of these frequencies. You're like a TV tower, but you don't experience anything when you are in the energy space. You are simply in the air, all of those sorry, you're not the TV tower. No, you're simply all of the energy space that is. TV tower to be as the body. Apologies. So you're not the TV tower. You are simply just energy, this empty space everywhere, energy of all kinds, all mingled together. Where's the fun in that, you thought to yourself? And so you decided to give yourself a body and experience all of these energies and grow these energies, lessen these energies, have all of that power to play in the energies. And you chose this body and you waited to have a body. You were so excited about having a body because all the fun is actually in the body and not in the energy. That was such a revelation to me. There was such a revelation to me because I always used to be, oh, the body is restricting me. When I'm done with the body, then I will be free. No, in the moment you are free. The minute you recognize that you have free will, you are free. The minute you recognize that each of these are just simply frequencies, in that moment, you are free because you are free to choose the frequency that you will operate from. And so, as those death moments happen, and I was told this, that we'll take you, if you wish for death, we will immediately take you. And that is because you are the one with the free will. You can choose to die, you can choose to stay. And so I couldn't understand what was meant for me. And so I surrendered the choice. And I said, okay, if you were to decide on my behalf, universe, money, if you were to decide on my behalf, what would you do? Would I stay or would I go with you? And then the answer came, you would stay. And I was like, why? I don't understand why I need to stay. And the answer was in the lines of, you are in the frequencies of surrender. These high frequencies of surrender are not so easy to establish in television towers out here. You are the TV tower that is mostly sending out this frequency of joy, masti, surrender, laughter, love. So we need more of these towers around over here so that more people can tune into it easily. It's in the air, but a TV tower always makes it more easy and a more directional, sending to your space, sending to somebody else. So more people can receive when there is a tower close to them. And so I was meant to be the tower of these frequencies. And so I stayed. Do I go through life every single day? Absolutely. The minute you make up this mind about staying, duality will bring you experiences and experiences. Every single day, still playing in some frequency or another and getting a destiny point or another. And then the minute I realized that, oh, this is a frequency that is playing and I can shift it. And then you just simply shift it. It's a game of awareness. So now, no longer being afraid of the word destiny, because destiny is created every moment and you can create your own destiny simply by being aware. Every moment, it is your free will as to which destiny point you are going to choose by changing your frequency. Back to the same topic, change your frequency, destiny points shift. Any questions for today? Everybody already understood this topic, I have a feeling. They just wanted me to be here and talk about this topic nonstop for no reason at all. That was my destiny for today. Well, so be it. Any questions from anybody at all?
Hi, Minalji, can I ask?
Oh, yeah. Okay, bolo, of course.
So, the question is that when I'm following this of changing frequency, I'm also feeling that indifference on lot of aspects of life. Suppose
Yes,
meeting targets or in at office or uh, playing a role of husband at home.
yes.
कभी कभी जो चीज इतना सीरियस था कि अभी ऐसा लग रहा है यार नहीं हुआ तो भी चलेगा. Is uh, is that the way, or it happens.
Let me
I
just
was
tell you.
confused.
No, I'm going to take you to the next step because I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
ask you the
yeah.
next question.
Please.
So you are working on yourself and you are able to release your attachments, and now you are experiencing indifference. Okay.
Correct.
As you are experiencing indifference, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay actually.
Yes, but as you think about, Arey yaar, I'm not meant to be indifferent. I
Yeah,
should have had a better reaction to this. I should have
yeah.
been more, I should have been more caring towards this person. Okay.
Right.
I'll tell you what you're feeling. You're feeling guilty.
I may also feel that people think that I'm behaving casual. I'm
Yes.
not serious. So that
So
is
again,
making me
no,
feel
no,
little more fearful.
no. So see,
Yeah,
so you are feeling the fear of how
yeah.
people are going to judge you. So you're
Right,
feeling fearful of how people are going to judge you. You're also feeling guilty in some areas of life. And so
right.
from that space, what is the outcome that is going to happen? Of course, people are going to judge you.
Correct.
Of course, you are going to see that judgment on their faces when you are being indifferent. Why? Because you yourself have not released your fear of indifference. You yourself have not released the judgment and the guilt of that indifference. When you are sitting in peace,
Mm.
okay,
Yeah,
when you are sitting in peace within, in that moment, you are sitting in peace. But the minute you think about, oh, I'm sitting in peace, but what will this person think of me sitting in my peace? Now you are no longer sitting in peace.
yeah, yeah,
You already shifted your frequency.
yeah.
You shifted
Correct.
your frequency in this 1 second alone. Tab karke, your frequency moved from peace to fear of judgment of another looking at your peace. The fear of judgment is simply fear. You have to look deeper into it and to be able to release the fear. Just release the
Okay.
fear. The work is not that, oh, I should stop being indifferent. The word indifference for you holds a negative connotation.
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
For for me, when I think of Buddha sitting like this, what do you think he is?
He's in peace.
He's in peace. Is he going to jump up and down at every news that's going to come? No, he's
No, no.
indifferent. He's indifferent.
Okay. So from that
When
lens,
you
indifference is
think,
positive.
but when you think of yourself, you think of indifferent word because you still have not worked on your judgment. So you're sitting in peace, but the word that comes to you is not peace. The word that comes to you is I'm being indifferent. I should be acting differently, or the universe, the outside people will think something like that. Have the outside people thought anything like that already? Maybe even not. Maybe the idea has also not come to them.
Yeah.
But you are already thinking that and therefore creating an outcome. You are creating this scenario that outside people will think of you with judgment. Kitna indifferent aadmi hai. Oh God. But not because they are thinking that, but because this is you who has created that answer. This is you who has created this picture. And that picture is getting created because you have not released your own judgment towards being at peace. You have not released your guilt. You have not released your fear. And so release those fears. And again, the work, because you didn't ask yourself the next question. I tell you now, कहानी कभी खत्म नहीं होती. तो तुमने अपने पे काम कर लिया, you sat in peace, or as you call it, you sat in indifference. And then wahan pe another thought came. Oh my God, this person is going to think that I'm not having any reaction by now. I should be upset, or I should be giving them more consolation. I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And I'm not doing it because I don't feel that thing inside, right? I'm just feeling at peace inside. But I should be doing this, I should be doing that, and I'm not doing it. You are simply sitting in guilt in that moment. So, us time pe that next question, as I'm not doing it, what am I feeling? As I'm being indifferent, and I'm watching them give me a reaction, what am I feeling? Always the question, the next question to yourself will be, what am I feeling? The next question to yourself will be, what am I feeling? Every time, don't end the conversation over there. Simply move to this question, what am I feeling? And you will get the answer. You will be feeling something. Maybe the answer, as you said, oh, I'm not feeling anything. And I said, no, I'll tell you what you're feeling. Because this is the answer will come to you. You look at it a little bit. You think you're not feeling anything, but no, you're not feeling anything inside for the event. But as this person is taking a judgment on your behavior, now what are you feeling? Of course, you are feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is where the work is. And then this is the beautiful part that will happen. You release your judgment towards indifference. You release your fear towards what somebody will think. You release your guilt on the story. And something is playing out. And you will just be sitting over there. You will be feeling calm. Whatever comes out of your mouth or whatever happens through your hands will only create more calm.
Okay.
Not the calm, like Hindi wala calm, the Angrezi wala.
Calmness. Yeah. Calmness. No, I haven't got it.
Yeah. So it will only be creating that because you are right now then not the center of judgment anymore. You are now the transmitter of peace and calm without any judgment, without any fear. What will this bring to me? What will be the outcome of this action of mine? So when you release the judgments towards peace, it's so beautiful. We all think we want peace. But oh my God, so many of us are so scared of peace. We are scared of peace. We are afraid. If you only have, I used to have this question asked to me a lot of times when I would say to people, release this anger, release your this. People will say, but then life will be no fun if we've released all our emotions. Array, I keep telling you, the emotions will come again, but you don't have to sit with them for 28 years. You can sit with them for 28 seconds and be done with the story. So you would have experienced the full experience of anger, but for 28 seconds. Otherwise, you can keep holding a grudge, be angry with somebody for 15 years. I'm guilty. I'm totally guilty of that. Being angry with somebody for 15 years. And then being able to look at the anger and say, it's just a frequency. I could have released it in 15 minutes. So like that. So it's not that somebody else is making you feel this. You are the one who still has work to look at peace, to look at the very concept of peace and see what does peace mean to you. Many people think that drama khatam ho jayega to entertainment nahi rahega. Arey bhatera entertainment. There's a lot of entertainment that happens. So much fun.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. So here it is. I released my judgments on giving bribe or using connections to achieve particular outcomes, and yet I prefer not to do it on the outside. So who said ki karna zabardasti hai, zaruri hai? If one has preference, does it mean one is stuck at some level? If you feel stuck, then you're stuck. That's all there is to it. If you feel stuck that, oh, I'm not taking the bribe and I'm doing this, I must still be stuck somewhere. The minute you think that to yourself, I guess you are stuck. The minute you say, oh, I'm never stuck, I guess you're not. Because I just said right in the beginning, what all kind of programs we are going to create for ourselves. So even this feeling of stuck and unstuck, what is this feeling? You sit on the feeling and say, no, I'm stuck at some level. Oh, my work has not been done fully. Oh, this has not happened. My journey is stuck. I am stuck. I'm not moving forward. I'm not moving backward. Something or the other. But the minute you say so, then you are stuck. Because otherwise I say, na, chalte raho, jana kahin hai hi nahi. Chalte raho, jana kahin hai hi nahi. You have to keep living the same life, experiencing so many more things we get to experience because the experiences are now only 15 to 20 seconds. But here it is, you're asking about your preferences as well. We've already answered that a few times, but I'll say your preference is your choice. It is a choice that you will always hold, but the choice is not in the action. Again and again, you're like, do I have to take bribe? Do I have to do it? Can I have preference of not taking the action? But I said, ना कुछ भी action करो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. तो तुम्हें क्यों फर्क पड़ रहा है कि मैंने action नहीं किया? मुझे तो बहुत फर्क पड़ रहा है. Must be stuck. So here it is. Take a look within to see what all emotions you are experiencing. It is again about your emotions. It is again that you are feeling stuck. It is again your own judgments of the self. This is all about your judgment of the self and not about taking bribe. It has nothing to do with taking bribe. Taking bribe, not taking bribe, I already just said. I'm sure that your little nephew has given you a bribe here and there or something. And even without the bribe, you've most happily done something for him and felt really good about it. We take bribes all the time. I take bribes all the time. I mean, like people will come here with, oh, we saw this butterfly and we saw this butterfly and we thought of you. I'm like, yeah, they do. It's all mine. It's all bribe to me only. Everything is a bribe to me. So I happily accept bribes with a lot of love. And people keep giving me bribes with a lot of love. What is the value of that bribe? One story comes to mind. So I will tell you that little tiny story, which is ki in the building that I stay in, the apartments were not getting sold. These apartments were, they're very expensive apartments and they were not getting sold. And the family that is owning the apartment has been wanting to sell them for a very long time. And they kept making all kinds of, like we want to sell them, let's get more brokers involved, let's do more of this, let's do more of that. And the apartments weren't getting sold. And so, one day in my sleep, I received that I have to help one of the persons who owns the apartment. And I have to help him because the entire building is owned by a family. But there is this one person who didn't really have any money and it was lockdown period and nobody wanted to spend this kind of the apartment. One apartment over here is 26 crores. So nobody will have that kind of money to spend. And that fellow didn't have any money pretty much to eat. So, and sitting in the US, he's almost living in slums while owning an apartment of 26 crores. So I was told in my sleep that help him sell the apartment. So I said, okay, what do I have to do? And I was given to understand that the energy of these people who are really trying to sell the apartments, they're doing everything to sell the apartment. However, it's their energy that's blocking the sale. So I went up to Grampy and I told her, Grampy is my landlady. And I told her, I said, you need to work on your energies. It's your energy that's blocking the sale. She says, no, Hare, I've been trying to sell this. We've got so many people involved. This one is involved, that one's involved. We've got the whole world involved in trying to sell these apartments. And they are just not selling. After all, who has 26 crores right now? It's a tight economy. It's this, it's that. And I said, I don't understand economy. No longer do I understand economy. I only just understand energy. And so I'm just simply telling you, work on your energy. So she says, what to work on? And the answer had already come. So I said, you work on your energies of mistrust. She worked on her energies of mistrust. Just nothing earth shaking, but she simply looked at mistrust. She released it and all of that. In the next 1.5 months, one apartment, that apartment that needed to be sold to get that money to that person, that apartment got sold, full price, no discount, got sold. For 15 years, they had not been able to find buyers. Suddenly, buyer came in 1 month. In 1.5 months, the deal was done. I was sitting in the US when she messaged me. She said, I can't believe it. What speed. In 1.5 months, 2 months is not even over. In 1.5 months, the apartment has sold. And this is just ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Magic, miracle, all of that. And so I was like, okay, you sold a 26 crore apartment and all because I made you do the energy work. I want my bribe. And she says, yeah. What is it that you want? Whatever you want, like, what is it that you want? I said, no, I'm going to take my bribe. I need my share from this. So she says, what is it you want? So what has happened was the people who bought the apartment, when they came to meet with Grampy for the very first time, they bought her some cookies. They bought her some cookies and the cookies were in a bag. And the bag was filled with such large butterflies. Itna mota butterflies on the entire bag of cookies. And so I laughed. She said, yeah, anything you want. I said, yeah, I know. That bribe, I want that bag. I want that bag. So that's all that came to me. It is never about the money. I took the bribe. I took the bag. And that was, and she She preserved the bag for me. She gave me the bag. I happily took the bribe. Now, in all of this, money. Money has no role to play. I took a bribe, and I'm very proudly saying I took a bribe because money is simply a tool for creating some emotions. Money doesn't create those emotions on me. And so when somebody gives me money, I fill myself with joy saying, oh, I have so much money now to spend on all of this that I wanted to spend on. Maniji is giving me the money. Do I need to do something? Do I need to take a bribe? Do I need to take a cut from that something, something or the other? If money asks me to take a cut, I'll work on myself and I'll take the cut. But I'll work on myself before taking the cut. Because money would be suggesting something only because it would mean that he's going to break some programs for me. But otherwise, apart from that, why would I even what is the action I should take? Should I eat bhindi today or should I eat aloo? Why would I even get into questions of this? Do I have to take bribe? Do I have to eat aloo? It's your bloody life. Do whatever you wish to do. But I only make suggestions that as you do those things, at least look within at the emotions. No, no, no. I've looked at the emotions. Now tell me, do I have to do this? Well, emotions still remain. You haven't released them. So go take a look at all the judgments again. Isn't giving bribe a sign of attachment to outcomes? Oh, totally. I give bribes all the time. Just today, I gave bribe to somebody. What was the bribe? Oh, it was a very pretty ring of mine. I gave it as a bribe. It's not a gift. It's a bribe. Call it names and those words will trigger you. Those words will trigger you. So that's the answer. If you didn't get your answer, well, go ahead, try bribing someone. You'll get your answers. Little off track, how does one find one's sense of purpose, not getting anything in guidance? Okay, let me make it really easy for you. I have a webinar on purpose, on life purpose. So somebody can give you that webinar link, or you can just simply go on the MPFY Fun YouTube channel, and then you can look for life's purpose and you will get all your guidance from there. Keep getting on self-doubts again and again, then the fear comes to release it because catch more actors will show you. What is it that you want to hear from me, darling? Yeah, sit in fear, you'll attract more fear. So I don't know, you keep getting in self-doubts again and again. Okay, happy. You're fearful of self-doubts. Now you are fearful of something else. So the frequency is self-doubt and fear. Okay, I have many webinars, about 200 of them. Go listen to any one of them. That's all I have to say. I don't have anything new to say. If you haven't understood or if you can't make the shift or something, enjoy your self-doubts, enjoy your fears, because you are continuing to put the finger outside. You want to stay with the finger outside and you want to stay in fears. Okay, that is a perfect solution. Stay in the fears. When one is looking for marriage perspective, one generally makes a list ki these are my requirements. Does that mean ki these are my desires and I need to work on it as in release? And if I don't have any particular requirement, then how will I make the perfect choice? So cute. Now you think you are making the perfect choice. How amazing is it? We think we are making the choice, and when we make the choice this way, then the life is going to turn out like this, exactly as I planned it to be. I'm going to get married to this person who has 1 crore in the bank account, and this is exactly how it is going to be, and this is where we will put that money, and this is what the returns will be, and then we will have 2 children, and this is what their names will be, and this is how I have planned my life, because I have gone as per my own marriage criteria. How cute we are now. Oh well. So here's the thing, again, just picking up leaves of my life. These requirements come to our mind so that we can build limits. We have come here to experience limits. And so those become our limiting factors. Those requirements can be anything. It can be the boy has to be a certain caste, the family has to be a certain business, the something has to be, there has to be a certain age, has to be a certain color, has to be a certain size, anything. The requirements can be any. And then through that, we create limitations and limitations. However, that's not where the perfect boy is going to be found for us. Our energy will find us the perfect boy. The perfect boy. He will have, if that is the boy that needs to marry you, he will have all the criteria ticked. He will meet all the criteria exactly as they need to be met. All the right boxes will be ticked. You played a lot in the frequency of fear all your life. Guess what? A perfect partner that is completely suiting all your criteria, who will also play a lot in fear and happily magnify your experiences for you, will come to you. The partnerships are being chosen, not just a spouse, but every partnership of any actor who comes into your life, including your parents. Who chose your parents? That 3 minutes of sex that they had brought you in here? No, your energy chose to be born to them so that you could receive all the experiences that you have received so far. So everything is a choice from the energy space. Your energy is choosing till you are aware. And then once you become aware, only then can you choose. And that too, you don't get to choose, oh, I am now aware, so I choose this guy. You can choose that guy, but whatever is in your energy is still going to be played out from that guy. That guy would look the perfect arrangement for you. And yet, if the energy that you are sitting with is rejection, if the energy that you are sitting with is self-loath, self-hate, then that will be the perfect actor to show you that. And he would have ticked all the right boxes on your list. So that is why I say, when you have if you don't have any particular requirement, then how will be making the perfect choice? You never make the choice. It is all done by your energies, and it is always in perfection, matched totally to your frequency. And that is why I say the work is not to spend time looking outside for that perfect guy, but the work is inside to see when that perfect guy is found or not found, or that perfect guy is being searched for. What am I feeling? What am I feeling? What frequencies am I sitting in? And the work is to work with it. How to overcome or make peace with my physical body pain due to injury. So when we have injuries and we are in severe body pain, and in that moment, well, what I do for myself, I ask Mani and guidance, what all needs to be done. And sometimes he will say, take painkillers. And I take painkillers. Sometimes he will say, take steroids. And I will take steroids. And I will just simply be, I am so thankful for these medicines that are available to me so that my life can be a little bit more pain-free. In this moment of now, I am so thankful that this medicine exists. I can also be this other one saying, oh, no, I would feel better with steroids, but steroids are really bad for you and they create this in you and these are the after effects and they are so harmful for you. Sure, I can create that frequency of fear. That would also be a choice, but I choose not to create a frequency of fear and to come from gratitude instead. So I sit in guidance, and on days when Mani says, don't take any medicine, simply deal with it. And then I only tell him, I say, okay, if you say so that I don't take any medicine, then take me away from this realm. I just request him and I sit in guidance. I am in the frequency of Meenal, but in that moment, I simply request him, please, this realm, this body is what has pain. So can you please take me away from this space and put me in another realm so that my consciousness is not here. If my consciousness is not here and it is somewhere else, this body can rest over here and I'm not in the conscious of this body. And so beautifully, within 5 minutes, I will be fast asleep. Fast asleep, matlab fast asleep. Why? Because my consciousness has gone to another planet only, where I'm existing without this body and therefore without this body pain. And when I come back, and if the body is still hurting, I live by guidance. So I keep asking money. I keep processing fears, if any. If he says, do this, I simply see before doing the action, is there anything I'm feeling except for gratitude? If so, I remove all else and only keep gratitude with me. And then I take the action. Not just for pain. I do this for almost everything. Okay, give so much money to this person. Before giving the money, I say to myself, okay, what am I feeling? And if I'm feeling fear that, oh, he's going to take this money and put it in drugs or some such thing, I remove my fear because I'm simply acting on guidance. Money told me to give the money, I'm giving the money. It doesn't matter where the money is going to be used, what is going to be done with it, will it be returned back to me or not? I simply just follow the guidance as has come. So, okay. Why do reoccurring allergies visit us? What to release in that case? I had a billion allergies. Really, I had so many allergies to so many things. It is amazing. I used to be allergic to dust. Oh, severely allergic to dust. If I go to any place and there's even the slightest of dust in over there, I would simply just immediately fall sick. Immediately, fever, high fever, all of that kind of stuff would immediately happen to me. I was allergic to heat. I was allergic to the rust that is there in gulab jamun and jalebi. I was allergic to oils. I was allergic to, which oil was that? I can't remember, but one of the oils that I was allergic to, I was allergic to hari mirchi, and different drama each time in my body with everything. What did I have to release? I had to release the fears of those allergies. And it was so beautiful because there was one time when I was in McLeodganj and we were climbing a hill, we were doing a hike up, and I could see that there was a truck that was coming up the mountain, and I was somewhere in the middle, but I could see the pathway, and there was a truck that was coming up, and the truck was filled with mitti and gara. And there was so much of fear in me because I knew that this was my death warrant coming up, because I would be anywhere around that truck, which was filled with all of this construction material, and I would immediately fall sick. And as I became aware, I'm standing over there, and my first reaction was to look for a chunni. Like anybody has a chunni, I need to cover my mouth, I need to cover my face. Oh my God, I need to hide. Where can we go? This truck is right on our path. This is going to be here in 10 minutes. That was my first reaction. And then I immediately saw myself acting out of total fear. And as soon as I saw that, and then immediately I tuned into guidance and I said, okay, what am I supposed to do? And Mani said, release your fears. Release your fears and let go of all of these things that have to happen to you. Release all your past and simply be in the frequency of whatever has to be will be. So in the frequency of that destiny, that the destiny will be there. But before that, all my destiny points of allergies were getting created from fear. So in that moment, I actually first released the fear and then didn't decide on a destiny. That, oh, it always happens. Every time there is dust, I always fall so sick. And then I'll be gone for my entire 3 days of trip. They're all shot down. So I didn't create a destiny point in my mind because that would be creating an outcome. And I simply released my fears. And I stood there. I didn't even move. I stood over there waiting for the truck, just releasing my fears. And at that point in time, when the truck passed me by with all of that thing flowing, there was dust flowing from the truck. And Mani said to me, take 3 deep breaths. So I took that deep breath into that dust. And then the only mantra that came to me was, everything everything that touches my skin is Amrit. Everything that I consume is Amrit. Everything that I drink is Amrit. Everything that I eat is Amrit. Everything is just Amrit. It is here for me. And that is it. And I, with love and with thankfulness, I take it in. Well, that was the end of all my allergies. After that, no allergies. So that was my story on my allergies. You can take whatever from this story resonates with you, because everything that touches my skin is Amrit. But before to do that, to be able to see that these are all your fears and you can release those fears. Okay, everybody. I think we are done with the session. I'm at 6:30. I thought this was going to be a 1-hour session. How did it get so long? Okay, I think I've answered everybody, and even to the person who said, what is your life's purpose? Well, firstly, I can give you the answer in one sentence, but I actually do have a full webinar on it. So the one sentence is our life purpose for each and every one of us. The life purpose is to create energies of enjoyment for the self, by the self. That's it. That's the life purpose, to create energies of masti. So you, if you're creating your energies of masti for the self, by the self, you're already in your life purpose. This is the aware life purpose. When you are unaware, you're already meeting the life purpose already, every single moment of the day. Oh, so cute. Mitali has already put the purpose webinar also over there. So the whole point of it being that every moment we are meeting a purpose. Why? Because we were put on this planet to experience energies. So when we are experiencing energies of fear, our life experience is that of fear, and that is the purpose for that moment. The energies wish to grow fear, and they're doing it through you and through everybody else who's sitting in fear. So in that moment, your life purpose is to grow the frequencies of fear, and that's your life purpose. And then when we become aware and we can shift our needle back, then that becomes the life purpose, to be able to grow the frequencies of masti, no matter what we are in. That is our life purpose. Okay, people, now this has happened too much. Karma and Hitler story example, please, one time. I can't remember the Karma and Hitler story, Ritika. And if you want to hear the story one more time, it's not coming to me right now. I can't.
Okay, fine. You had given it in the context of free will and destiny. Like, you had mentioned how Hitler may not be acquiring guilt, So it's coming like a vague memory, but I just couldn't recall. That's why I asked.
So then Mitali is saying it's already on the Judgments webinar. You please go and listen to the webinar.
I'll do that.
You have the answer that it's in some webinar already. It's in the Judgments webinar. You go and listen to it, because right now my mind is blank at 6:30. I'm ready for a party and I'm heading out for the party now. So no meditation for any of you today. And that's all your fault, because you people are asking questions all the way till 6:30. Who's there now again asking? Yeah, Prince. No, Pranav. Yeah, Pranav, you raised your hand. What's up? Pranav is raising his hand for what? Okay, I'm just thinking that he likes raising his hand. All right. So everybody, off we go. Lots and lots of love to all of you. And no meditation this time. And I'm completely not in the frequencies of guilt. You want to do a meditation? Go to my channel and do any meditation. That will be the meditation for today. All right, everybody. Lots and lots of love to all of you.
Thank you, Meena.
Thank you.